Hi everyone, I'm MissMarvel, and I wanted to do a quick video about our Bullion and Embellishment priority in Season 4 of Dragonflight. Every week, you can get 1 Bullion from any raid boss on any difficulty, and with 2 Bullions, you can buy any item from any of the raids this expansion. These items are on a special Awakened upgrade track that can be upgraded all the way up to maximum Mythic eye level. I'm going to be going over the raid priority first, Mythic Plus next, and then Embellishments. If you don't already have a strong 2 unused trinket, like Ashes of the Ember Soul, this is the first item you want to get. Here it is. Because it enables the Convoke build, which is our strongest single target build with our tier set. If you already have a 2-minute trinket, you'll want to grab Grief Torch. It does absurd damage, and it's especially strong in Heroic or Mythic Prog because all the deaths in your raid will reset your trinket faster. Do not send this in your Burning Frenzy windows, that's just going to waste your Burning Frenzy window, and make sure you're using the weak aura that thanks your friends for resetting your Grief Torch so they know how appreciative you are. The next best item is Jarun, Pillar of the Elder Flame from Rashok and Avarice. In single target, this weapon is about even with Rashon from Farok, but Jarun is much stronger in cleave and AoE, and it doesn't deal damage to you. If there were a couple of bosses that stayed at high health for their entire encounter, Rashon might have had a chance, but sadly that wasn't the case. You'll want to macro Jarun to your Berserk and send it on cooldown. If you have all of these items, your next priority is going to be the 2 fire rings from Vault of the Incarnates. That's Seal of Diurnus Chosen and Seal of Filial Duty. I don't know how you pronounce that. They're a high eye level and proc from fire damage from Jarun. As a note, despite this proc, our tier set's fire damage doesn't currently proc their effects. Hopefully they change that, but they probably won't. Finally, Neltharion's Call to Suffering from Echo of Neltharion and The Voice of the Silent Star from Sarkareth are good last picks for raid once we're on farm. For Mythic Plus, the absolute first item you want here is Jarun. It's much better than Rashon in AoE, and a high eye level weapon is going to be the biggest damage increase for you in keys. Your second pick will be Neltharion's Call to Suffering for its purposes as a reliable stat stick. And then next, you'll want the Fire Rings from Vault of the Incarnates. Again, they proc from the fire damage from Jarun, but they do not currently proc from our tier set, which also does fire damage. The Absorb Ring especially will be a huge boon in high keys, where surviving is oftentimes the key to timing your dungeon. Ashes of the Ember Soul, if you don't already have it, from Smolderon in Amir Drasil, pairs excellently with Convoke if you want to be a boss killer. Whispering Incarnate Icon from Vault is a solid trinket, but it requires your tank and healer to be playing it too. So you may or may not be picking this based on who you play or pug with. Manic Grief Torch, likewise, is another solid on-use pick for prio damage, especially if your friends die a lot. If you're running with both this and Ashes, or any other on-use trinket, you'll want to use Ashes with your cooldowns first, and then Grief Torch outside of cooldowns. Be careful with running 2 unused trinkets, since using one puts the other on a 30-second cooldown. Don't use Grief Torch closer than 30 seconds before you plan to send Ashes with Berserk. Finally, if you're pushing really high keys and you need some defense, Farok's Tainted Rage Heart is a great trinket option without losing too much damage that will provide you with a lot of defense. As for embellishments, this tier Feral Druid is running Blue Silken Lining in both Raid and Mythic Plus. It has an especially high uptime in keys and should be locked in right away. In Raid, Blue Silken Lining can be a little bit of a gamble, so if you're not feeling especially comfortable or if you don't trust your healers, Double Shadow Flame is perfectly acceptable as well. For Raiders, be sure to craft your embellishments on the bracers and the necklace so you can play the Sarkareth Cloak. The Sarkareth Cloak is not worth playing in Mythic Plus. As you can see, I already picked my item. I picked Jarun because I'm only doing keys this tier. I decided to take a little break from raiding this tier because there's so much going on with the alpha and the Panda remix and stuff. So I'm just going to do keys, maybe try PvP. I'm just going to have fun. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see some feral keys, I'm doing them all season long on Twitch. I'll be uploading a bunch of them soon here on YouTube, hopefully, and I tweet a lot on Twitter if that is your thing. I'm also trying to get 1,500 subs on YouTube, so if you're not subscribed, I wouldn't mind if you press the subscribe button. You don't have to, but I would like it a lot. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.